Dylan Windler saved the Wildcat season last night. We are now tied up 1-1 between the Wildcats and United going into game 3, which is, I think, tomorrow. And this is one of those series that was an absolute tale of two halves. Melbourne came out absolutely firing. Jack White hit a couple of threes early. Like, they were up by 20 points. It looked terrible for Perth. Like, they weren't playing defense. They weren't running any players. It was all just like solo action after solo action trying to get a bucket, and it just wasn't working. But then the second half came around. Dylan Windler did what Chris Goulding did in the first game. He absolutely started to pop off. He ended the game with 27 points and 11 rebounds. He just kept making those big threes and just kept chipping away at that lead. And like by the fourth quarter, it was single digits, and then it turned the game entirely around. So thankfully for Dylan Windler, we've got a game 3 on our hands, which is good because it's always fun watching the Wildcats and United go against each other because there's always like good beef, good rivalry. Like you can actually see somebody try and stop Bryce Cotton, so you can see the rest of the Wildcats having to step up. And then on United's hand, Chris Goulding didn't have the game that he would have wanted to after having that absolute 40-point game. The Wildcats did adjust a bit better around him, trying to stop him, trying to like focus a bit more on him. But Delhi was just facilitating like crazy. Like he was like 12 assists or something. So Delhi did everything in his power to keep them in the game. And if it wasn't for like a couple of Jack White free throws, that probably could have shifted a bit like less into the Perth's favour. United probably would have had a better chance, but it's just one of those games. Sometimes you get those slumps. So this is definitely going to be an interesting third game. There's no been clear cut winner in either of these games. It's been pretty close until somebody's absolutely popped off. Who is it going to be on the third game? Let's find out.